Shalom. I got to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth for the four winds of the earth we're going to hopefully elect. Coming into another lesson, Lord's willing to be edifying. This is part 2. The spiritual temple is being built. The spiritual temple is being built. Now I did the first lesson that I did about the spiritual temple is being built. Okay, I went into Amos chapter 9 about the Lord said he would raise up the tabernacle of David, which is fallen. Okay, I went into Peter's and Ephesians because the Lord say each one of his elect men makes up a spiritual brick to his spiritual temple. Okay, each one of his elect men make up a physical brick to his spiritual temple, and Yahweh Shai is the chief cornerstone of this spiritual temple. Now we know the Pharisees and Sadducees was confused when Yahweh Shai said that he was going to destroy the temple and raise it up in 3 days. But he was talking about himself, okay? His body. He was talking about himself. But they didn't understand that. The same way today that these Edom, the so-called white people, they don't understand what Yahweh Shai was saying. Okay, the same the Pharisees and Sadducees, they understand then the nation of Edom, they don't understand this today, which is so-called white race. Okay, because mainly the other nations don't care. Okay, Ammon, Moab, Hamites, Elam. Okay, they don't care about this, man. This is just Edom, the so-called white race. The Christians. Okay, I'm talking about the Edomite Christians. Also, and the 2/3 of these Israelite Christians. They don't understand these scriptures, man. The scriptures clearly tell you that this is only for the nation of Israel. Only. So, just a part 2 to the spiritual temple is being built, which is the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay? His elect men are a physical brick to his spiritual temple. So each one of his elect men are a spiritual brick to his spiritual temple. Okay? So now I'm gonna go to the first book I'm gonna go to is Ezra, because Ezra, Nehemiah, Zerubbabel, they all was granted to go back and rebuild their kingdom. Okay, under Darius. Under Darius, the king of the Mede or the Persia. Darius is the king of Persia. So not Darius, Cyrus, king of Persia. And it's an end unto the reign of Darius, king of Persia. So, starting with Cyrus, he let Ezra, Nehemiah, Zerubbabel, so they let them go rebuild the kingdom. Okay, the wall to Jerusalem and rebuild Jerusalem. Okay, so the same way they was rebuilding the wall then, that physical wall, this is that same spiritual wall being built right now with the nation of Israel. Okay, the elect, the 1/3. So it's not a physical wall and a physical temple now. It's spiritual, because each one of us is the temple of the Lord. He said each one of his elect men makes up a brick to his temple. So this is Ezra chapter 4 and verse 1. Now when the adversaries, and they're talking about our adversaries, our enemies, all of them. Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord Yahweh power of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers, and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your God. Now these is the heathen nations. Now it say our adversaries. They say let us build with you, for we seek your God, as ye do, and we do sacrifices unto him since the days of Ezar, Ezar, Esarhaddon, king of Ashur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, Ye have nothing to do with us to build a house unto our power. Now this is Zerubbabel. He said, but Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto thy adversaries, Ye have nothing to do with us to build an house to our power, to our God. So, the rest of the chiefs of the fathers of Israel, Joshua and Zerubbabel, they said, Ye have nothing to do with us. The same that go for today, man. These heathen nations, man, mainly Esau, Edom, you have nothing to do with the nation of Israel rebuilding the spiritual temple, man. Okay, this is only for the nation of Israel. And it reads, But we ourselves together will build unto the Lord Yahweh power of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, have commanded us. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah and troubled them in building. Now it say the people of the land, talking about the heathen, man. In the beginning, Ezra 4:1 say, Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin. So now they upset because Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the chiefs of the fathers of Israel said, No, man, y'all have nothing to do with this, man. Okay? This is only for the nation of Israel. So they said the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah and troubled them in building, and hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose. All the days of Cyrus, now it say, and hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose. That's what they try to do to us week in and week out, man. When we got on the highways and byways. You got the Edomites last Saturday, man. They singing all loud, okay? Just going back and forth, man, trying to disrupt this truth, man. But you can't stop this truth. Okay, you can't stop this truth, man. Say, and hire counselors against them to frustrate their purpose all the days of Cyrus, king of Persia, even until the reign of Darius, king of Persia. Okay, so they trying to find some kind of way, man, to disrupt, man, to frustrate this truth from going out. But it cannot happen, man. Thus saith the Lord. Now, this is Nehemiah chapter 4. Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 1. And it came to pass that when Sabbath heard that we builded the wall, he was wroth. He was pissed off, he was angry, and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. And he spake before his brethren in the army of Samaria, and said, What do these feeble Jews? Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned? Now I tell you, man, in my last lesson I went into Ephesians and Peter that the Lord said we makes up a spiritual stone to his temple, man, because he's rebuilding the temple of he is rebuilding the temple of David, man. Okay, the house of David is being rebuilt, and that's through his men, them being spiritual stones. Okay. And Yahushua, who the world ignorantly called Jesus, is that chief cornerstone. So, read this again. Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned? Jerusalem was tore down, man. Okay? When the Gentiles took it down, man, they destroyed it. So these stones now, man, it's a spiritual stone with the elect men of Israel. That's the temple being rebuilt, man. It's the people, the 1/3 of Israel. It's not the place, it's the people. Now, this is Nehemiah chapter 6, verse 1. Now it came to pass when Zabaloth and Tobiah and Geshem and Geshem the Arabian and the rest of our enemies heard that I had builded the wall and that there was no breach left therein. Okay, though at the time I had not set up the doors upon the gates. So it say, this Nehemiah say, and that there was no breach left therein. Okay, now there's no breach left therein. So this is Amos chapter 9, because what they're trying to do is found some kind of way to keep a breach in the nation of Israel being rebuilt. Okay, Yasha Allah, He princes of God. Now this is Amos chapter 9, verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. That's the nation of Israel. Okay, the elect on this side, the elect, only the elect, and close up the breaches thereof, which means it ain't gonna be no way, man, for nobody to get through, okay, to try to infiltrate, man. Just like now, it ain't no way nobody can come into this truth that's a heathen, man, that's a Gentile. It's no way to frustrate or infiltrate what Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah got going on, waking up his elect men. You cannot breach this no more. And close up the breach thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. And he built what? I just went into Ezra and Nehemiah, man, when Cyrus let them go rebuild a wall to Jerusalem, man. Okay? And he closed up the breaches thereof. So that's the same thing going on now, man, with this spiritual temple being rebuilt. With this spiritual temple being built. Okay? They cannot infiltrate this, man. Because the heathens cannot come into this. They cannot come into this truth. So, this is Ezekiel chapter 44. Because the heathens trying to find some kind of way to get in, man, but they cannot get in. This is Ezekiel 44, verse 9. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, no stranger, uncircumcised in the heart, nor uncircumcised in flesh, shall enter into my sanctuary, of any stranger that is among the children of Israel. Okay? No stranger shall enter, man. Period. None. Okay, that is I'm gonna bring out Job chapter 21, verse 16. Because the strangers cannot enter into what the Lord has established for his men, the Israelites, the elect of Israel. This is Job 21, verse 16. Lo, their good is not in their hand, the counsel of the wicked is far from me. So, the Lord ain't dealing with you heathens, man. You Gentiles, period. He is not dealing with you Gentile heathens, man. Okay, this is Psalms chapter 50 and verse 16. And it reads, but unto the wicked God saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldst take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and casteth my words behind thee? So Hey, Esau, you was made just to be the wicked, man. So none of you strangers can come into this truth. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah is not going to jump over 2/3 of Israel to bring in some heathen nations, man. It's impossible. If 2/3 of Israel can't get this truth, how is it that Esau, Edom, the so-called white race, can get this truth and the other heathen nations? That's impossible. Because what's going on now is the tabernacle of David is being restored, man. It's being restored right before their eyes, and that's a hard pill to swallow. Now I'm gonna go to Titus chapter 1, verse 15. Unto the pure all things are pure. Unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure. But even their mind and conscience is defiled. Okay, they profess that they know God, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate. Okay, so they are reprobates, man, and they don't know the Most High Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, because he say, what has thou to do to declare my statutes, man? Because they are wicked. They are not made. But then you got these heathens telling Zerubbabel, okay, and Ezra and the chiefs of Israel to let them come with them to seek their God, man. But what Zerubbabel told them, man? No, man, this ain't for you, man. Just like right now today, this is not for you Edomites, man. This is not for none of you heathen nations. This is only for the nation of Israel, man. Okay, this is only for the nation of Israel. This is Psalms. I'm going to go to Isaiah 26 and verse 10, and it reads, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not be and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. No, man, because I went to a lesson like a week or so ago that they can't do righteous, man. Okay, the Lord said you don't supposed to swear. But what they do in the courthouse, man, they have you swearing on the Bible, man. Okay, so they can't do right. The same way Isaac told Esau, don't go get no wife from Canaan, man. He still did that anyway. Okay, so he wicked, man. He can't follow the laws. He can't follow the rules of his own father, man. So how you gonna follow the rules of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah if he can't follow the own rules of his father? Now this is Revelation chapter 22, verse 10. And he said unto me, Revelation 22 and 11, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. Esau, Edom cannot be holy, man. Okay? They was made to be the wicked. Okay, tell you in Isaiah 34 and 5, man, 5 and 6, the Lord said they are the people of his curse forever, man. Okay? Malachi 1, 3 and 4, man. He said they are the wicked. They call them the border of wickedness, man. So they can't get righteousness. So just like when they was trying to talk to Zerubbabel and the chief fathers of Israel to let them help build, man, the wall, hey, Zerubbabel told them, this is not for you, man. This is only for the nation of Israel, period. So, you know what I'm saying? You might as well just do what you do, man. That's being wicked, man. Because this is not for you. Now this is Psalms 71 and verse 10. And it reads, Psalm chapter 71 verse 10. For my enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together. Now we know that happened also in Psalm 83, because they all came together, okay, all the wicked to take counsel, to take crafty counsel against the nation of Israel. So it's the same thing was going on back then, man. When they tried to come up against Zerubbabel, Ezra, Nehemiah, okay, and the chief fathers of Israel, man. Reading this again, this is Psalms chapter 71, Psalms chapter 71, verse 10. For my enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together. Okay? Saying, God has forsaken him, persecute and take him, for there is none to deliver him. And that's what they think, man. That Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah ain't with his people. These Christians today, man. I'm talking about these Edomites. Well, the Lord is with us, man. That's why he turned to us that pure language, man, and gave us his name in the Hebrew, which is Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, man. The Most High name Yahweh, his son name Yahweh Shah. Okay? Because he closing up the breaches, man. You can't keep leaking in no more. It's over, man. You can't come into this truth. You got to stand outside the temple, man. Okay? So, the same way the heathens tried to stop the Israelites from building the wall of Jerusalem in the old days, that's the same thing they're doing today, trying to stop Israel from building the spiritual temple and the walls with the elect and the 1/3. But they can't stop the Lord's will, man. Okay? The same thing they did back then with Nehemiah, Ezra, Zerubbabel, man, when they was building the wall to Jerusalem, restoring everything. They're trying to stop this right now, but they can't stop this truth, man. Okay? They tell you in Ezra, man, I read it say they was trying to go and get together, man, and make a problem with Ezra, Nehemiah, man, and Zerubbabel, so they can stop building the wall, man. Okay? That's the same thing they're trying to do now, man, with this Christianity. They're trying to stop us from pushing this truth. But it ain't going to happen. And I'm going to read this one more time, man. This is Ezekiel chapter 44 and verse 9. And it reads, because this is not for the heathen, man. Ezekiel chapter 44, verse 9. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, power, no stranger, uncircumcised in heart, nor uncircumcised in flesh, shall enter into my sanctuary. Of any stranger that is among the children of Israel. No stranger, man, that is among the children of Israel. You cannot come into this truth. You cannot come into this truth, man. This is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod. Okay, and that reed is talking about a measuring stick. And the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple. He said, stand, rise and measure. Okay, that reed is a measuring stick. The measuring stick is the Bible, man. It's this Bible. Okay? This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod. And the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of God. The temple of God is the priests, the prophets, the teachers. Okay? The holy ones, the rulers, the teachers, the preachers, the prophets, the seers. Okay? That's the temple of God. And the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of God and the altar. And the altar talking about, Salakia, the temple of God, Salakia. When they say, and the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of God, which is the nation of Israel. Okay? The temple of God is the nation of Israel. On this side, the elect. Okay? The temple of God is the nation of Israel. And he say, and the altar Rise and measure the temple of God, which is the nation of Israel, and the altar. The altar represents the prophets, the teachers, the seers, the priests, and them that worship therein. And them that worship therein is who? The Israelites, man. Okay? But the court which is without the temple, leave out. Okay? And measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. Okay? But the court which is without the temple, leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. So you Gentile, it tell you that you're going to be outside the temple, man. Outside the court. You ain't going to be able to come into this truth, man. Okay? And Esau, Edom, after serving 1,000 years of slavery, you're going to be done away with. So this is talking about the other Gentile nations. Okay? That's going to have to come and pay us tribute forever, man. They tell you that in Isaiah the 60th, 61. Isaiah the 60th chapter, man. Okay, verse 11 and 12 tell you that they're gonna have to come day and night, man. Okay, paying tribute. They said because it said the gates of heaven or the kingdom shall be open continually, man. But you shall not enter therein, because you heathen, you Gentile nations. So this lesson, man, is about the spiritual temple being restored, man. And the Gentile, my point is the Gentile nations cannot come into this truth, man. They cannot come into this truth. It don't matter what they do, how much they talk and read and teach. They cannot come into this truth, man. Now, I'm going to read this. This is Acts chapter 26. Now this is Paul speaking. Everybody love Paul. Okay. I was going to title this, Paul say only the 12 tribes can get the kingdom of heaven. But I just made a part 2 to the spiritual temple that's being built. This is Paul. This is Acts chapter 26 verse 6. Now I stand and am judged for the hope of the promise, which is the Israelites. That was the promise made of God unto our fathers. Paul said unto our fathers, unto which promise our 12 tribes. Okay, say our 12 tribes, instantly serving God day and night, hope to come, for which hope's sake, King Agrippa, I am accused of the Jews. Paul said to the 12 tribes, man. Okay, no other nation can come into this, man. That's why the Lord sent Paul to all the Israelite Gentiles, man, who thought they were Gentile, but they were just Greek-speaking Jews, man. Okay? They were just Israelite foreigners, man. So this is not for no one else but the nation of Israel. We are that spiritual temple that's being built up, man. Okay, the tabernacle of David. Closing up the breaches of old. They tell you, as in the days of old, man, the breaches are being closed up because the elect is being sealed and the heathen nations are getting revealed. The man of sin, the son of perdition. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Hey, so with that, I want to say all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekah, Qurash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone who rule well, and a sincere salutation to all the ark pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, wiggling the hopeful elect. I want to read this one more time. Ezekiel chapter 44, verse 9. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh power, no stranger, uncircumcised in the heart, nor uncircumcised in flesh, shall enter into my sanctuary, of any stranger that is among the children of Israel. So none of you heathens, you strangers, can come into this truth, man. Okay? None of you. Shalom.